Hi. So I've been onto something this week, and it's a life of Jesus. So you see, Jesus was a man who never concerned himself with certain things. Now, there's an example of when he went out with his disciples, and there was a big following that went after him, of course, to hear the words that were coming out of him, because he was a teacher. And when it reached evening, the disciples wondered, they're like, Jesus, these people do not have what to eat. They need probably, they have to go back to their homes, and we don't have what to feed them. And Jesus was literally not concerned. He was not concerned. And this got me thinking, and I was really thinking, I was like, why? Because we are called Christians, right? We are supposed to be Christ-like. And this is bringing me to something that is totally different. I just gave an example of the life of Jesus, but God has been teaching me to have a new mindset, to have a new mind, new everything, like literally just have a new mindset and look at life through new lenses. Now you see, when we come and approach God in prayer, tusaba naye olusi, we doubt that God is even going to give us this thing. Like for example, you might pray to God, you're like, God, I really need a car, like in miaka gentle say, even my type of work, like I can't really be here using public means all the time, I really need a car and all that. But sometimes we doubt that God is actually going to, because you're like, I don't earn a lot to buy a car. I don't have anyone I know that can buy me a car. There's no way I'm going to get this car. But even when we pray, we are just praying just for just. But something changed when I realized that I need to have the mindset of Christ. I don't need to concern myself with a lot of these things, because first and foremost, this is the daily bread. First and foremost, like Jesus tells us in the Lord's Prayer that we should pray for our daily bread. There's some things that are supposed to come to you today, things you're supposed to get. You're supposed to get food to eat, you're supposed to get clothes to wear, because there's a verse actually in Matthew that tells us that we shouldn't worry about what we shall eat tomorrow or what we wear tomorrow, because our God is able to provide. Now listen, when we are praying, I've got to have a new mindset of when I'm praying. The Bible tells us, I believe it is in James, that when we pray, we must believe that what we've prayed for, we've already got. That's the God we serve. That everything we've come to Him, everything that we have come to ask Him, to ask of Him, He's going to grant it to us. Because first and foremost, we are His children. Secondly, it's in His will. If that is that it's in His will, right? So that's the thing I wanted to come here and talk about, that your mindset has to change. As a Christian, you really have to have a changed mindset. Like some of the things that you go through in life, it just needs you to have a new mindset, new lenses, like literally look through life in new lenses. Let me give you an example. I have a testimony. I've had for a long time anxiety and fear when I get into a taxi, when I get into public means, because I recently just survived an accident in October last year. And man, like every time I would get into a taxi, every time I would get into a public means of transport, I would feel so bad, terrible. Like I was like, I wish this person could drive so very slow, like they should go very, very slowly. I would have a lot of anxiety. Trust me, I used to feel like I want to just jump out of this car. But then I got to realize, like, no, wait. When I'm going out and I'm going to enter into any mode of transportation, I pray to God and say, God, please bless my journey. I am going to this and this place. I pray you protect me. Now, when the Bible tells us that we need, as Christians, to believe that whatever we pray for, we have already been granted. It has already been granted to us. So I believe that when I pray that God should protect me, I should take Him for His word, that He's a man of His word. He will keep it and He will protect me. It doesn't matter how this driver is driving. It doesn't matter how the taxi is braking and all that. I have prayed to a God that hears, that is my Father. So that's just a new lens. That's just one of the examples that I've given. But I don't know what you might be going through literally. Like it might be you don't have a job, maybe you are praying for a certain thing, you're desperate and everything, but I'm just encouraging you, get a new mindset. Like literally the Bible tells us that renew your mind every day. When you wake up in the morning, renew your mind. Because let me tell you something, Kenya is rioting here because of taxes, because of this and that and that. Uganda, here of course we also have our problems. Everywhere in the world has problems. But you as a Christian, how are you going to maneuver and be sustained, be preserved. How do people look at you and like, why do you look so peaceful? Why do you look so good? Why do you you get the point? Because you have a new mindset. Literally, people who say that I have peace, it's a mindset. Peace is a mindset. Happiness is a mindset. Let me tell you, you can just choose to get angry. You can choose to live your life when you're grumpy, when you're bitter and all that. Have you seen such people? But when you choose, you change your mindset. Like, you know what? I'm changing my mindset to a mindset of Christ. And be like Christ. Like, literally, be like those. Go out with your friends. You don't have money. You don't have this, but you're like, God will provide. God will literally provide, like Jesus. So just me here telling you that just have a new mindset about life. Have a new mindset. Like, literally, don't be conformed to the patterns of this world. The patterns of this world, of course, are like worry, anxiety, and all these things. But the Bible tells us, who of you will add an inch to yourself? Will you get taller? Will you get taller when you worry about that issue? You don't, like, just get a new mindset. Be like, God will provide. And if He has not provided, glory be to His name. If He has provided, glory be to His name. Because He's our Father. He will provide. Literally, the Jireh song says that if He dresses the lilies, how much more will He clothe me? If He watches over the sparrows, how much more? How much more, my dear friend? How much more? Get a new mindset. Literally, this is me just reminding you, telling you that, hey, get a new mindset about things. Like, change your mindset. Think. Like, the devil attacks us in our minds. When you get depression, it's in your mind. It's not something that you can see. It's in your mind. So if these things are in our minds, that means that we are supposed to change our minds about how we think about them. Depression, yes, I know it's real. I have gone through depression, my dear. But you just have to, like, change your mind. Change your mindset. See life in a different perspective. Like, I could go on and on and on and on and give you vivid examples of how this has literally changed my life completely. And also, like, maybe the testimony is for another day because it's getting dark and my light is reducing. But yeah, get a new mindset. Think like Christ. Be Christian. Christ-like. Bye.